On December 14, 1774 AD, a group of New Hampshire patriots, led by John Langdon Jr., captured the British fort William and Mary. The fort held over 100 barrels of gunpowder, which was needed for the upcoming rebellion against the crown. The fort was guarded by 6 British soldiers, whom acted as a caretaker detachment. The garrison troops were led by Captain John Cochrane, who had been in charge of the fort since 1770. Rumors about the British sending more soldiers to garrison the fort spread throughout New England like wildfire. On December 13th, Paul Revere rode to the nearby town of Portsmouth to warn the militia and to meet up with another patriot, Samuel Cutts. The two planned a scheme to take the fort. Cutts and Revere soon met with John Langdon Jr. He decided to organize a large group of militiamen and fellow patriots the following morning on the 14th. Langdon brought along a drummer boy and called out for more people to join him as he marched towards the fort. Hundreds of angry patriots and militiamen joined the group. When they reached the fort, Langdon called out the commanding officer and demanded that he surrender the fort to the people of New Hampshire. The 6 soldiers stationed inside refused to let the patriots in. Langdon ordered his men to storm the fort, but were fired upon by the 6 soldiers inside. The large mob overwhelmed the caretaker garrison and took the fort after a brief scuffle. After the scuffle ended, Captain Cochrane surrendered the fort to Langdon. His men ran off with over 100 barrels of gunpowder and tore down the large British flag that flew over William and Mary. The patriots stomped on it before tossing it aside. Cochrane and his men were detained for over an hour before being let go. The next day, militiamen led by John Sullivan and Alexander Scammell went to the fort and took 60 muskets, supplies, and 16 cannons. A planned third trip by the militia to the fort to steal more supplies was thwarted by the presence of the HMS Canco and the next day by the HMS Scarborough. They were called in by the British colonial governor of New Hampshire, Sir John Wentworth, in order to bring stability back to the region. King George III was very displeased by the way the colonists disrespected the crown with their actions at Fort William and Mary. He refused to negotiate any further with them. The capture of Fort William and Mary has been called the first victory of the American Revolution. The powder raid and the removal of the cannons laid the groundwork for the upcoming events that would unfold in 1775.